Hey folks, welcome back. It's Rugby Ascendant and it's the URC semifinals United Rugby Championship. Two South African teams in the mix today. And there is a very slim outside chance that we will have a final back in Cape Town, but don't hold your breath on that one because you'll just turn blue. But let's get started with our lineups here. Let me just double check and make sure my feed is going to come in okay. I'm over here. There we go. That's the one I want. It should go live shortly. Make sure that I'm there. All right, so I've got it in the background for when I need it. Okay. All right, let's get to our lineups here. For Glasgow at home at Scotstoun Stadium, it's Josh Mackay at the fullback position. Kyle Sten on the right wing. He is the captain today. Stafford McDowell and Sione Tupelotu in the center. A dangerous combination there. Kyle Rowe on the left wing. Dan Lancaster at the fly half. George Horn is your scrum half. Always dangerous. Scottish national Jack Dempsey. Now it reads like a whole lineup of Scottish nationals. George Horn, scrub half Jack Dempsey, Rory Darge, Matt Fagerson, Scott Cummings, all Scottish nationals. Scott Cummings and Alex Samuel are your locks. In the front row, Xander Fagerson, Gregor Hiddleston, and Patrick Schickerling, South African. Off the bench, Seb Steve and Rory Sutherland, Sam Talakai, and he's also a bit dangerous there. Yar Oguntubeju, Ewan Ferry, Sione Valanu, Jamie Doby, and Adam Hastings. Got a little bit of strength on the bench. For the Bulls, Villiers Leroux gets the nod at fullback. And they're saying he's past it as far as the Springboks, but he's still playing for the Bulls. On the right wing, it's Kurtley Arendse. Good to see him back again for another game. Caden Moody, Harold Forster in the center. Stravino Jacobs on the left wing. He looked good at times last time out. Henri Pollard at fly half. Ambrose Papier at the scrum half. Cameron Hanekom, Elric Lowe, Marcel Coetzee. Somebody's out of order here. Yeah, Handeken's it. Marcel Coetzee is the captain. The locks are Ruan Vermaak and Ruan Nordkia. Front row, Francois Klopper, Johan Gerbelaar, and Gerhard Steenkamp. I think there's 11 Springboks in that starting lineup. Off the bench, it's Eskam, Marco van Staden, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Wilco Low off the bench, wow. Kobus Visa, Jean-Dre Rudolph, Zach Berger, Stedman Gans, and Nizam Carr. The official is Andrew Brace from Ireland. The assistant referees are Egan Cross from Ireland and Robbie Jenkinson from Ireland, and the TMO is Ollie Hodges, an all-Irish crew. Let's hope it doesn't screw over our South African side today. I've got my feed. It's come live now and looking pretty good. Players just heading back in now. We're about 8 minutes from the start of the game. They're out there warming up. I assume that is Glasgow. A lot of flags blowing, the same color as if we were in Loftus with the light blue flags flying there. Glasgow Warriors head back into the locker room. They stayed out pretty late. There are some, assume that's more Glasgow players down there at the try line. Stadium looks, the ends are not filled, but the far side of the pitch is mostly full, about 75%, 80%. And the near side, I can't tell. So it looks like a pretty good sized crowd on hand for this game, URC semifinal. And we've got another semifinal coming up, of course. That is the Stormers on the road against Leinster, and it's not going to be easy for the Stormers. They've lost some key players, and they've played like shite the past few times out. They've not played very well since they were 8-0, and frankly, to be honest, as I said at the time, they shouldn't have been 8-0. Even though I wanted them to go 18-0, they should not have been 8-0 because they weren't playing it like an 8-0 team, and it was going to come back to haunt them. And sure enough, it did. They finished 12 wins, 1 draw, and 5 losses. So they're calling out the lineups now for the fans at the stadium in Scotstoun. So Glasgow, anybody been to Glasgow? All right, so while we wait for them, I'm going to start getting my lineup here set up for the next game, which is Leinster with a power-packed Irish national side taking on the Stormers. And the Stormers have got a tall task. I think the Bulls have the easier path to the final, but neither one of them has an easy path. We need both to win so we have a guaranteed South African champion again. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, obviously, I'll root for the Stormers, not for the Bulls at home, but still, either way, it's going to be a happy day if that happens. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm hoping this is a big rugby day. It could be the biggest rugby day in a while for us South Africa rugby fans if both these teams pull off their upsets on the road. The Stormers have a tough road to hoe. It's not going to be easy for them. With Sasha Feinberg Umzula out after that wicked tackle last week that messed up his leg, and high ankle sprain was the first report, but he's out for like three months, so That's a long time for a high ankle sprain. So I'm really not sure what's going on there. But Leinster brings a power pack team, as always. But thankfully, they recently choked in the Champions Cup, and then let's hope they can choke again at home. The Stormers got to play their best game of the year today. The Bulls won't have to play their best game of the year, but they have to play one of their best games of the year if they want to win this game. And they cannot make stupid, idiotic, ill-disciplined plays. That's what's killing both of these teams. They may have won their quarterfinal, but both sides played in long stretches terribly in those games. And they're going to have to tighten it down. I noticed that Khan is listed as the starting scrum half for the Bulls. That's interesting. He gets the nod over Paul DeVette. Interesting. Especially when last time out, he was part of the problem. He played very poorly, in my view. The time before that, he played incredible. But the last time is what mattered. It was the quarterfinal, and it's what matters today. He gets the nod. For some reason, Khan has, he's at times dynamic, but he's also reckless. Whereas Paul DeVette is consistent. He's fantastic at times and good all the time. So, but he's not even there. It's Stefan Unger. So maybe that's why. Over Stefan Unger, he probably should be the one that gets it. So that game is coming up at Aviva Stadium. Holly Davidson is the official for that. I look forward to that. Sam Grove White, Adam Jones, Mike Adamson will be the officials on the pitch and the TMO. So, Scottstown Stadium, folks. And I still can't see the one side of the stadium. We got an aerial view of it here. But folks have come out for their Glasgow Warriors to watch them play. Get ready to come out of the tunnel now. There's my two lineups for later on now. Took care of that. Excuse me, I've got a little parched here. Hope you're all doing well. All right, while I wait for folks to start coming out, let's take a look at what we've got here. We've got Vili Nicola Urquhart. Hey, how's it going? Howdy from the UK. Vodka Model's back. Nick Muller. CB is here. JF Fun in the Sun. Fleshin, hey, our Welsh fan is here. Ian Moon, Brian Lawrenson. Charles Van Onsen, the voice of reason. Okay. It's 2:30 kickoff local, 3:30 South Africa time. Sumeri's here, welcome. And I think I've caught everybody that's in the chat. So this should be an epic clash. Hopefully the game is good at least. And certainly want to see the Bulls win this game. Fans in Scotland, sorry, but that's what we want to see. Two South African sides in the final because they've dominated this this league, at least as far as getting to the finals and the semifinals. Let's see if there's any changes. They're announcing lineups now. Fagerson, Dempsey, Darge, I've got that. Dobie and Lancaster, got that. Oh no, Jamie Dobie is starting, so it's not George Horn. Rowe, McKay, Stain. Okay, got that. Okay. All right, so Jamie Dobie's getting the start at scrum half. Wow. That is one change there. All right. Same starting lineup for the Bulls. Going through the lineup now. Could see it. Cameron Lowe. Yep. Ambrose and Andre Pollard. Forster and Moody. And then it should be Jacobs, LaRue, and Aronson. Yep, there we go. Alrighty. That lineup was correct. It looks like the bench is correct. So we are almost ready here, folks. Scheduled to start in 1 minute. People still streaming into the stadium. That's a good sign. Oh, it's Murray Field, not Scottstown. They're at Murray Field? No wonder it looks different. They're at Murray Field. Well, I'll be darned. Not Scottstown, Murray Field. Glasgow Warriors versus the Bulls from the Highveld. Kids put the ball up on the stand. Yeah, it's quite a crowd. Bulls walking out now. Hrbla. This for a berth in the URC final. Here they come. Hrbla comes out. 150th appearance for the Bulls. Johan Hrbla. Is it raining? Bulls wearing white jerseys. I wore the right jersey today, road jersey. Ville Leroux. Marcel Coetzee on the pitch. Here they come out. Wow. 16 teams in this competition. Here come the Warriors. It's only been the URC for a few seasons now. Since 2021. Crowd being cheered by the crowd cheering.
And they'll be back here at Scottish Gas Murrayfield.
If Glasgow wins, the final will be right here in 2 weeks. Murrayfield. So what we've seen so far in this championship since 2021 is South African sides make it to the final. Can we do it again this year? 2021, the Stormers beat the Bulls. 2022, Munster beat the Stormers. 2023, Glasgow beat the Bulls. I was there at Loftus. Last year, Leinster beat the Bulls badly. And that means every year there's been a South African side in the final. We've got to keep that string going. Andrew Brace, who is very annoying as an official and does a bad job covering some things, is on the pitch. So fingers crossed. Let's do this, Bulls. Okay, Bulls from left to right. Here we go. And we're underway. The whistle blows from Murrayfield. And that's inside the 22. Tackle made right away. Matt Fagerson tackled by the Bulls inside the 22. Obscuration on the field as they let off the pyrotechnics. Ball's kicked high in the air. It's charged down by the Bulls inside the 22. But it's retained by the Warriors. Charged down there. Was it Norkia charged it down? So they still have the ball inside their 22 wearing the dark jerseys. The Bulls are going from my left to my right. Ball's kicked high into the air. "40 seconds. That was charged down by Norkia a few minutes ago. Yep. Bulls line out now from inside the 10-meter line. Unchallenged, they come down with it. Embrus over the middle. Charging up through there. Oh, ball's lost forward. Ron Formack lost it. That's Harold Forster. Harold Forster dropped the ball as two men tackled him. So a minute 15 seconds in our first scrum of the game. First scrum of the game. URC semifinal after Harold Forster gets sort of stripped of the ball there. Yeah, they had him by the shoulders. Not much you could do there. Rory Darge. Clock ticking, 1:35. First scrum of the game. Bulls have been dominant in the scrum. They're going to need that today. That could be their secret weapon if they can get it done. Crouch, bind, but Brace doesn't award teams for the scrum. And he blows a whistle. Going to reset this. Murrayfield, scene of much rugby glory. Crouch. Mine. Set. Jamie Dobie puts that in a pipe. Oh, the Bulls just blow them up. Where's the penalty? Oh, come on. Oh, my gosh. I told you he doesn't reward them. The Bulls should have won a penalty there. Instead, the penalty is against them for being off their feet. What a crock. They won that freaking scrum big time. And Hanneken gets called for a penalty. Nobody's off their feet. What a crock. That is Andrew Brace. This guy here, I swear to God. Already a bullshit call. The Bulls drove them back 5 meters. They wheeled backwards, and they were not called for a penalty. That was a scrum penalty. What a crock. So we can see how this is going to be stolen. It's like a California election. This guy's consistently anti-South African, Andrew Brace. He's a disaster. Here's the line out. Not challenged, and they come away with it now. Glasgow having the game handed to them already. Tackle made at midfield. Down to the 42-meter line, Glasgow. Dempsey with a carry. To the outside, Lancaster. Oh, they got space on the outside. There they go. Stain kicks it forward. Villaroo is going to down inside the try zone. Wow. Kyle Stain kept it in play. Look, he was going to go into touch, but he kept it in play. This will be a goal line drop kick. Great work by Stain just to keep that thing alive. And Villaroo got there. He made it wait till it got in the try zone so it wasn't carried back. Let's go. He just got the ball. For God's sake, Andrew Brace, get a grip. Ball gets out the 48-meter line, taken out there by Dempsey. Dempsey dances. No one meets him until he gets down to about 30 meters. That was slow defense from the Bulls getting up there. They go on the far side of the pitch again. There's Tupelotu. Tupelotu's tackle. But Khrblaw's over the ball. That should be a penalty. Oh, nope. He gets it out just in time. Bulls defense stiffening right here. Fagerson with the carry. Now we come to the outside, pass on the wing, and they throw it away. It's still in play, miraculously. That's not in touch. It's in touch. Yes. It'll be a line out to the Bulls. Sloppy play by the Glasgow side there. The Warriors wearing their dark black jerseys with dark blue trim. Yeah. It's a terrible pass by Glasgow. Oh, Kurt Lee shoved the guy out of bounds. Line out to the Bulls. Their second lineup. From the near side of the pitch, they go in. Norkia to Ambrose. Ambrose over the middle. And Marcel could see there's a high tackle around the neck right in front of the official. No call made. There's a kick over the top. Chase is on. It's going to bounce down around a 20-something. Did the Bulls get it? No. Glasgow has it. Inside their 22. And a tackle's made there for Josh Mackay. And a penalty. This is a kickable penalty right there. And that's a good call that time. 3 people off their feet. It was obvious. So, will they take the points on offer? I mean, the post is right there. Do you just take the points? This is to go to the championship. They're going to kick the post, I'm sure. A big mistake by Glasgow is going to set the Bulls up for early score. Some great tackling there by the Bulls. And one, he's not off his feet. Oh, there's where he loses his foot. Okay, and then the second player comes in from the side. So it just fell off the tee, but 47 seconds on the shot clock. He'll set it back up on the tee. This ball is only 18 meters away. Andre Pollard, the Springbok national, who will be the starter coming up. Better not be frickin'. There it is. Flags go up. It's 3-0 Bulls. Bulls get on the board first. They draw first blood. The restart was quick, and the Bulls have it inside 22, charging up, gaining about 8 or 9 meters. Was Elric Lowe. Call to use it. Ambrose will box kick this. Nearly charged down. The ball gets out to around the 10-meter line. Jacobs goes up. It's knocked backwards. And the Warriors take it all the way back to midfield. Tackle made. Great pursuit there by the Bulls. Is it Harold Forster with the pursuit? Schickling gets it out. And the Bulls' defense is looking tough right now. Doby comes to the near side. Lancaster's tackle there. Come out wide again. There's no one out here. Kicked over the top. Chase is on. And that ball's kicked back up the pitch by Pollard all the way back to the 37-meter line. Now the Bulls defense is trying to recover. Josh Mackay now down to the Bulls' 42-meter line where he's tackled. It was a great job there by Pollard to keep that from being out of control. They're going back and forth. Kyle Rowe. Dempsey stays on the pitch. They go back towards the center. Tackle's going to be made there. Schickerling, the South African, is tackled by the Bulls. They come back the other direction. To the sidelines. Kyle Rowe chased down from behind by Nordkia. But he picks up some good meters. Back in the middle of the pitch, the ball comes. What a big push there by Xander Fagerson. Rolling a Rubela. Tupoloto, they go wide. Cut back inside. That's a good decision. And then Mackay runs right into a wall. Dempsey with the carry again. Glasgow getting a lot of forward movement now. Down to the 27-meter line. Fagerson again. He's tackled. Rubela another tackle. Jamie Doby sends it this side. Tupoloto got hit as he released the ball. Oh. We got a penalty. What's the penalty for? And a card. A yellow card for Pollard. I want to see that again. Where? Yeah. Yeah, but, yeah, that's harsh. Now the Bulls are in trouble because Pollard got a yellow card. I can't say it was unwarranted. Shame. Yeah. Yeah, that ball was knocked towards him, so that's pretty harsh. And now Tupoloto over the middle. Oh, nice tackle by the Bulls, but they're in trouble now. Kane and Moody with a nice tackle there. That ball's kicked into the try zone. Taken by Moody. And is he going to run it out? He is going to run it, but that was a dumb decision. Moody tackled the 6-meter line. Now, can the Bulls get it back? They don't have their fly half. They're going to go through phases now. Let's kill as much of this clock as we can. That yellow card at 9:18. Now 1 minute's off the clock. As Pollard gets a yellow card for touching that ball and knocking it on. There's a kick by Ambrose. That stays in play out to the 45-meter line. Nearly dropped there by Kyle Rose. Sends it back over the middle of Fagerson. Kyle stayed now running with the ball. He's tackled. Let's see if that same standard applies when Glasgow knocks the ball on. Fagerson nearly slides through. Tackled by Marcel Coetzee. And they're short a player of the Bulls. This is going to go Tupoloto looking for the corner. Picked up back there by Villy LaRue. He kicks it over the top. And it's a desperation kick. Barely gets it outside the 22. Next one's a free kick. Can we watch the pitch? I have no idea what's going on. They're showing us a line out to the Bulls. Oh, it hit Jack Dempsey's fingertips. I wonder why it was a Bulls line out. That worked out well for them when Villy kicked it into touch. That's why it was a short kick. Ambrose getting a lot of time here. Now he's told to use it. This is the correct call. Tell him to use it now. He has taken long enough. Ambrose gets it high into the air. The Bulls going to give chase. That's going to go to about 45-meter line. Goes forward by Glasgow. Knock on. Scrum to the Bulls. All right. Andrew Brace's officiating is improving now after that early scrum mess. So it'll be a scrum to the Bulls. Yeah. Kyle Rowe knocked that back. He and Curtly Aronson went up on the ball. And Curtly Aronson lying on the ground wound up having a player on top of him at the end of it. Oh, these stupid haircuts these idiots get. Look like retards walking around. Flat and through, says Andrew Brace. But will he reward the Bulls? So we're now 3 minutes into Pollard's yellow card. Murray Field in Edinburgh. Set. Ambrose Papier to put it in a pipe. And the Bulls driving them forward now. Use it. Get the damn ball out of there. Good Lord. Heineken picks it up and goes. And it bounces off Billy LaRue's chest. They say it's backwards off Glasgow's hands, but Glasgow has the ball, so no scrum. To the far wing they go. Kyle Stain breaks loose down inside the 10-meter line. Gets the ball back up to Dempsey. Dobie sends it across Ferguson. Schickerling. And Kirtley Ironsay. Tenacious little pit bull there. And back to the center it goes. It bounces off another one of the Glasgow players into the Bulls' hands. And here comes Billy LaRue. He's going to take some of the pressure off kicking down the pitch, but right into the hands of Kyle Rowe. Rowe sends it the other way, back into his hands. LaRue has it. He's going to kick it this time. He's looking for touch. Nope, bounces in play again. What is going on? Players going back and forth. Mackay comes up to midfield. Croblas there, greets him, and the tackle is made. Got kicked over the top by Dobie. That's a 50-22 if somebody doesn't get there. It's going to stay in play, but Kirtley Ironsay gets it. But he's in trouble. He taps and goes, and it's driven in touch. Bulls players so slow to get there and help their teammate. So slow to get there. There were 4 Glasgow players there to tackle Kirtley and not a single Bull to help him out. As they lollygagging their way back there, I can see Billy just standing around back there, and he's in trouble. Unbelievable. My goodness. So it'll be a line out to Glasgow now on the Bulls side of the pitch. 5 minutes off the yellow card. No damage so far. Line out is challenged this time, and Glasgow comes down with it. Over the middle it comes. Oh, there's space there for Cowell. That's a forward pass. That's a forward pass. That's a forward pass. No, no, no. The ball went past the 22. Bullshit. Forward pass. Forward pass. Kyle Stan is given a try, but it wasn't a try. It's a forward pass by a mile. Listen to these clowns. It's what Glasgow deserve. They don't deserve anything. It's a forward pass. He's behind the 22, and he throws it past the 22. It's a forward pass. Wow. It's forward. He catches it in front of the 22. Where's the TMO? This is a championship game. A championship game and no replay. Unbelievable. Absolute crap. Where is the TMO? The pass was forward to the 22. There's a line there. You can see it. He was behind the 22 when he threw it forward, and it was caught in front of the 22. This is such a ripoff. Total bullshit. Total bullshit. Unbelievable. Kyle Stain's non-try scored as a try. Total bullshit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Forward pass. Not even gone to the TMO. Such bullshit. They didn't even go to TMO for the yellow card, which was tipped by a Scottish player. Unbelievable. No reward for the scrum penalty they won at the beginning. We're underway again now. And Stavino Jakobs comes down with the high ball. Great job on his part. Knock on. Where was the knock on? I missed that. I couldn't see that. I'll say the brace had a better view than me on the pitch. Where's it at? Okay. Okay, he's got it. I still don't see where the knock-on was. 7-3 Glasgow on an illegitimate try. Clear forward pass. Crouch. Mine. He blew the whistle, did brace, and is going to reset the scrum. He's like, respect the gap. Well, how about you give a penalty against frickin' Glasgow when they deserve a penalty on the scrum? If we don't get a South African side, it's the first time in the history of the URC that we won't have South African side in the final. Behind. Set. And the Bulls, this one just holds steady. So they come away with this Glasgow. Oh, they've got numbers again. And we're in trouble. Here they come down the pitch. And Kyle Rowe on the outside. Bulls are giving chase. Rowe is dancing. Tackled 15 meters out. The Bulls are in trouble again. Dempsey across the middle. Tackles made. They want to get another try here. Oh, they got space on the outside. There's a gap. Tupolotu. And that's another forward pass. Another forward pass. Another forward pass. Unbelievable. Another forward pass. Another forward pass. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, 2 unearned tries. Tupolotu never even threw it behind me. Threw it forward from the get-go. Let's watch the replay here. Tupolotu. Now he has the ball. Yep, that's a full meter forward. Another forward pass. Not even going to go TMO review. Yep, unbelievable. Total bullshit. Shouldn't have been a yellow card after I saw the replay that a player hit that from Scotland's side. Such bullshit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here's a restart at the 22. And the yellow card is over. From the 22, Jamie Dobie takes it back, kicks it out. Ball is going to go to the 47-meter line. Villaroo and Pollard down to about the 10-meter line. Ambrose. Nordkia. And a penalty, or is it stolen? Stolen by Glasgow at the breakdown. Tupolotu. He kicks it through a gap. His chase is on. He's picked up back there by Villaroo. Sends it inside the 22 where it's caught and the mark is taken. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely absolute BS going on here, folks. So wrong. No TMO review. It's a championship game, semifinal, and they don't even review the tries. How do you not review the tries? Both were forward passes. The first one was egregious. You could clearly see it was a forward pass. Bulls have a line out here. How did they wind up with that ball? A very short distance. Line out. Challenge, but the Bulls come away with Ambrose across the middle. He gets it back inside. Is that Stravino Jacobs? Out in front of the 22 now are the Bulls. Oh, they got space on the outside. Kurtley is on the loose. Cuts back inside. Inside the 22. Kurbelar gets some help over there. They got it. The Bulls now need to score a try here. Convert a try. Get this back under control. Counter ruck coming from the Bulls because it was nearly stolen there. Kurbelar drives forward. Off their feet. Yep. Bulls went off their feet. Klopper just fell right to the ground. Stupid penalty. Stupid penalty. Brace called that one correctly. Yep, just flopped right on his feet. And there was no need to do it. It was just lazy. And it cost his team dearly. We needed a try here at 22 minutes into the contest. Ball's kicked in a touch. Line out from short of midfield for Glasgow. Line out nearly stolen, but Glasgow comes away with it. And they've just been exposing the Bulls' defense. And here they're going to do it again. There's nobody out wide. Nice tackle made there by Harold Forster. He gets over top ball and he steals it. His hands on the ground. He was standing up. That's a crock. That's a good turnover. That's crock. Let's see the replay on that. He's standing up. How can his hands be on the ground? And they give a penalty to Glasgow, and that's total bullshit. Here it is. Let's see. Well, if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. He's up. His hands aren't on the ground. He never left his feet. His hands were off the ground. He steadied himself, then stood back up. Thank you, Vodka Model, 14 Rand. Super chat. Appreciate that. So the Bulls in trouble here, going down 3 tries after a chance to reduce the deficit to just 4. But Klopper cost them dearly. Not challenging the line out. Now Glasgow's into a maul. It's the first maul of the game. And it's going forward slowly. One stop. Same maul. Well, now what's the penalty for? They've got an advantage here, Glasgow. And they're still going forward. I think it's swinging sideways. It's held up. Penalty try for tackling the player with the ball. And a yellow card. This is total bullshit. Total shite. This guy's such crap. Total bullshit. And it goes against Norkia. A yellow card. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is so bullshit. Where does... How the hell does Norkia? He's not even in play. How is he getting a yellow card? He was tackled by a Glasgow player. This is such bullshit. I'm sorry. Norkia got tackled by a Glasgow player and he's called for a penalty. What a total crock. The announcer saying you don't see this happen to a team of the quality of the Vodacom Bulls. You do when you have a crooked official. Wow. This is unbelievable. Line out goes awry, but somehow they come up with the Bulls do. Call to use it. He hasn't even gotten there yet. Bulls just completely discombobulated here. And that's knocked on, picked up by Harold Forster. Caden Moody's on the loose. He gets it wide to Stavino Jakobs to the 22. Bites off one tackle. Still going. Stavino Jakobs inside the 22. Places the ball. The Bulls have got to score here now. It's stolen. I was on the ground. His hands were on the ground. Give me a break. Glasgow kicks the ball back, and there's a chase all the way back to the 22. Pollard picks it up to the 23-meter line. And, wow, all that momentum gone. Villy on the outside now with the ball. He gets it to Kirtley. Kirtley cuts back inside. He gets to the 10-meter line. Tackle's made. But the Bulls have lost about 50 meters here in this exchange. Pollard. It's knocked on by the Bulls. Picked up on the outside by Mackay. Josh Mackay's tackled. That was a little bit forward. Herbelar wins a penalty. Not releasing. Nice jackal by Herbelar. Norkia with a yellow card. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Penalty try called on Norkia. Norkia wasn't even in the maul. He was tackled by a Glasgow player. Here's the line out inside the 22 for the Bulls. They're touched in the air. Where's the penalty? The player's touched in the air. For God's sake, the Bulls player was grabbed in the air. The Bulls have possession, but they had to fight for it. And he just completely misses it. You can't touch a player in the air. Unbelievable. Herbelar. The Bulls can't win with the official playing for the other side. Ball's available. Rowan Vermaak with a carry. Advantage. Yeah, the tackle was still in the ruck, and he came in from the side and grabbed the ball. Rory Darge called for the penalty. 29 minutes. Vermaak is injured. He's getting some treatment there after that tackle. Bulls can catch their breath here. Oh, his neck is snapped back there. That's why he needs a little timeout. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. This is our one hope, and this one faded very fast in this game. Very fast. The Bulls. Shame. So we've had a South African side, while we have a break in the action here for the injury. South African side has been in the finals every single year. The first year was 2 teams. Stormers won that game, 18-13 in Cape Town. The next year, the Stormers weren't allowed to have fans because of the COVID scam, and they lost to Munster at home. Or was it the first year they were allowed? Here's a tap and go. Bulls, Herbelar down to 3 meters. The Bulls are in much better shape here. They go wide, cut back. They've got to get a try here. Let's not screw up, boys. And there's another penalty. How about it's 2 inside the 5-meter line? Any warning going to come here? And Kane Moody. Colin Moody almost got through. He's down to 2 meters. They're playing an advantage of the Bulls. We're going to come back for the advantage. Illegal. No advantage. I think they're going to take a line out here. Now they're going to tap and go again. Short a player. And they tap and go. Herbelar down to the 3-meter line. Bulls have got to get a converted try here. Elric Lowe down to 1 meter. Klopper. Another advantage. That's 3 penalties within 5 meters. Not releasing the ball. There it is. There's the try. They're going to go to the TMO. It looks like he might have lost it forward. Then now we review this. We don't review the forward passes. No, he never lost it. It's good. No, he gets it. He gets it. He never lost it forward. It was under his arm the whole time. So they wipe it. They're going to go TMO. Yeah, but he never lost the ball forward.
Knock on.
It's not a knock-on. He never loses the ball forward.
By 6 balls.
See, if they call this a knock-on, this is going to be such BS too. Because he never loses it forward. The ball pops loose, but his arm is under it the whole time. That stays in the air. His arm is still there.
Bracey, I have a decision.
Yeah.
The hand of the Glasgow player is clearly under the ball, and then white 6 loses control forward.
So we're going to go back to the...
He doesn't lose control forward. His arm was still touching the ball.
Back to me off.
This is unbelievable. They're going to take this try off the board.
Okay, it's going to be a no try.
That's bullshit.
Lost forward.
Wasn't forward.
Penalty advantage. Number 1 offside.
And that's 3 penalties within 5 meters. Not even a warning to Glasgow. Three penalties within 5 meters and no warning. That's unbelievable. Marcel Coetzee scored that try. That is bullshit call. Herbelaar goes again. Back down to 1 meter. Hanekom, he's tackled short. He's saying the ball's available, but I just see bodies everywhere. There it is. Back to 1 meter. Bulls have got it. Klopper. Still short. Got to come back this way. Come on, Bulls. There's a neck tackle there. Herbelaar short. Did he get it? He got it. He got it. Herbelaar. Herbelaar with the try. Oh, boy. Kick is good. Oh, my goodness. Finally on the board. Here's the restart inside the 22. Taken there by Vermaak. He's tackled immediately. Ruck is formed. Ambrose is there. Call to use it. Bulls need to score another try here. Get this thing back under control. That finds... into touch. Oh, come on. He was in touch. Oh, give me a break. His boot was in touch and no play not called. So Glasgow holds on to the ball when they should have turned it over. Tupelotu cuts back to the inside. He goes around the official. That's obstruction by the official. No call on himself. Kick down the pitch. Dobie's looking for inside of 50, 22. Somebody better get there. Picked up by Pollard. He sends it into touch. It's a good clearance kick by Pollard from his try line. Norkia still on the bench. So the Bulls got to hang on. We keep forgetting they scored that try short a player. So remember the last time that Glasgow had 3 infractions inside the 5 meter line, not warned. Next time the Bulls down, let's see what happens. Oh, nice pass by Kyle Stanton to get out to the wing. Kyle Rowe, one defender. It's Kurtley Arnsay. Can he stop him? He doesn't. Herbelaar gets there, and it's knocked on. Yep. Scrum to the Bulls, and this should be almost the end of the yellow card. Kurtley looks like he's hurting a little bit there. Grobelaar saves the day again in his 150th cap as a Bull. Kurt Lee was tricked. Oh, Kurt Lee actually made the tackle. Oh, yeah, he knocked it on there. Oh, they're moaning about that. That's a knock-on. If Marcel could see his try is not a try as a knock-on, that's a knock-on. The crowd booing. Are we going to go back to TMO for this call? Yeah, the ball came loose. He didn't have control of it. Getting a lot of time here to go back and look at the TMO. We don't even bother looking forward passes. Here's a scrum. So have we got Norkia back? Nope, still on the board, but we've had the 10 minutes. Now we're 11 minutes into the yellow card. Should have come out for the scrum. This is nonsense. Bind. Set. Come on, get it out of there, Ambrose. And the Bulls finally win a penalty this time. They finally win a penalty. So now we should be done with the yellow card. Where's Norkia? I still don't see him out there. It was 24-33 when he got the yellow card. And now it's 35. He's still on the bench. Here he comes back into the game finally. Cost him 11 minutes, but no points. So the Bulls kick it down the pitch. We got a little under 4 minutes left in the first half. Hard to win when you're playing against Andrew Brace. They overthrow it, and it's caught by Marcel Coetzee because it's knocked backwards. So the Bulls have it at midfield. Oh, that's a late hit on the Ambrose Pepier. That's an no arms tackle, and that should be a yellow card. That should have been a yellow card. He threw his shoulder into Ambrose and not even looked at by the official. No TMO review. Glasgow with the ball outside their 22. Dobie kicks it. Stravino Jakobs over to Pollard. Pollard does a dummy. He's running around all the Glasgow players, and finally Tupelotu tackles him. And Tupelotu's not rolling away, delaying the game. No penalty called there. Now Grobelaar with the carry. Ambrose. No worse for the wear. Villarreal gets it out wide. And a penalty. This is correct because his hands were on the ground. Yep, that's correct. I was wondering if he's going to make that call. He's about ready to complain. The Glasgow player had his hands on the ground. So the Bulls need to kick to the corner and get themselves a try here. Yep. Pollard got to make up for this poor play earlier. Looking for a good line out. That's going to be in around the 22. Oh, yeah, his hands are definitely on the ground. Next one goes to the bin. Oh, okay, he did warn them. Okay, next penalty down here, they go to the bin. All right, Brace did warn him this time. All right, fair enough. Maybe he's cleaning up his game here. Line out is touched in the air again. It's not straight, but he's touched in the air. It wasn't straight. It's the right call. Scrum. Oh, Glasgow wants scrum. Hopefully that's a mistake, but they're trying to kill clock. Glasgow doesn't want the Bulls to have momentum here, so I understand why they're going to the scrum. Late in the first half, just under a minute and a half left. What time the Stormers are playing? The Stormers play at 6:30 South Africa time. Crouch. Bind. Set. And the Bulls driving backwards again, but they get it out. From inside their 22, they're going to go wide. And a lot of space out there. Another forward pass to Kyle Sten. He bounces off a tackler. They tackled in midfield. That ball's lost backwards, and Glasgow's Tuipulotu gets there and picks up the ball. Call to use it. 30 seconds left in the first half. They're not going to do the box kick. They want to run the clock out. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. No box kicks. They're just going through phases here. Schickerling. 12 seconds left. They're going to try to run the clock out. They want to steal sap that momentum that the Bulls had. And that crooked line out by Herbla cost them dearly. And there's the hooter. Dobie kicks in a touch. Halftime, it's 21-10. Bullshit calls led to 3 tries. 2 forward passes to Kyle Sten, neither of which should have been tries. And a penalty try for Nortkia collapsing the maul when he wasn't even in the maul. The Bulls came back and scored a try, but they're still not in this game. Halftime, 21-10. Wow. What are you going to do, folks? What are you going to do? Well, that's disappointing, to say the least. Very disappointing, that first half. So we go to halftime now, and the Bulls are so out of this game, although they sort of got back, but they're not back yet. So let's change the arrow for the second half. We'll change directions on that. And it'll be this way around. Okay. Glasgow, left to right. There we go. All right. Cool. All right, so that's how it'll be in the second half. So Kyle Sten gets a clear forward pass thrown by Tuipulotu behind the 22, and the ball advances and is caught in front of the 22. No TMO, no review whatsoever. Total BS. That was on after a yellow card in which a Glasgow player tipped the ball. It bounced off the back of a Glasgow player, and Pollard hit it with his hand. An instant yellow card. No review of that yellow card. I thought it was a legitimate yellow card, but then I saw the review. The replay, I saw the replay, and I could see that it hit a Glasgow player and therefore altered trajectory. So Pollard didn't have a chance to get it. But because he pulled his hand back, he gave him the yellow card instantly. And that led to the first try. Then the second try was another forward pass. This one not as obvious, but it's still a forward pass. You could see it from the mark. It was a forward pass, and Sten scored. The third one was a penalty try awarded to Glasgow because of Nortkia collapsing the maul. But Nortkia was tackled by a Glasgow player, and that was 2 meters away from where the try was scored. Nothing to do with the try. So how that was ever called, I don't get. The Bulls won the first scrum clearly. They won the second scrum clearly. Not rewarded for no penalty awarded to them. Yep. Then Marcel Coetzee never lost the ball forward. We did get the try eventually, but it cost us another minute. The ball was stripped out of his arms, but his arm was still in the ball. It never left his touch of his body. And he secured it, pulled in it, and put it down. That was not a knock-on. Not a knock-on. Anyway. Yeah, Specsavers can make a fortune off these officials. I agree. Optometrists would be very much the order of the day for this game. But there you have it, folks. This is what we have to face in URC. That's just the way things are. And same thing in the international tests. Hey, David Simpson, what's going on? Exactly, Charles. You have to lose contact with the ball in order to knock it on. How can the ball be knocked on when he never lost contact with it? The ball never flew out of his arms. And even if it had flown out of his arms, he secured it. It never hit the ground. The ball never hit the ground out of his possession, so it's not a knock-on. Yeah, Andrew Brace, 21, the Bulls, 10. Exactly. No, Charles, you're with me 100% on this. It's utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. That was a try. Marcel Coetzee was robbed. That was a try. Yep. And where's the TMO? Ambrose Papier had gotten rid of the ball. A clear 2 seconds, the ball was gone. And a Glasgow player comes flying into him, no arms tackle, and slams him to the ground after a box kick. That should have been no arms tackle. Should have been a card on that. Yeah, ball is always in contact with his arm. That's what I said. It's not a knock-on. This is such crap. These Irish officials suck. They're just pissed off because we beat Ireland. We knocked their pants off them. They're just pissed off about that. Yeah, so There's no lack of bias here. Anyway, let's recount. First season was Leinster won 4 titles in a row. 2017 through 2021, they won 4 titles in a row. And only one, none of them were in convincing fashion except the one against Ulster in 2019. The rest were close. They beat Munster, Ulster, Glasgow, and Scarlets, 4 different teams in the finals. And then they went to the URC. And we see the URC, the Stormers beat the Bulls 18-13, and that was the game where only half the stadium was full because of the BS rules of the corrupt communist government of South Africa. But the Stormers won 18-13 that game. Then until next season, the Stormers went to the final again and lost to Munster at home 19-14 in a shocking result there. Then the next season, the Glasgow Warriors went to the Bulls, and Norkia didn't go for the penalty kick. When we could have gotten a penalty, would have made it 21-19, and then at the end we had a chance. It would have been 22-21. Instead, they stupidly tried time after time after time after time, wasting the last 15 minutes of the game trying to score a try on that corner and never got it. Glasgow wins a game that they should have lost 22-21 at Loftus, and Glasgow becomes the champions of the game where I attended. Got the championship grand finale right over there, Vodacom Stanchion. And then last year, the Bulls didn't even show up in the final. Leinster destroyed them 32-7. Yep. And I'm afraid that's what we're going to see this year. So, yep. So it has been 4 years since the South African side won, but every single year there's been a South African side in the finals. The Bulls have finished bridesmaid 3 times, the Stormers once. Wow. Oh my goodness. Leinster has 9 titles. Munster 4, Osprey 4, Glasgow 2, Scarlets, Ulster, Stormers, Connacht 1 each. Of all the titles, of course, remember the South African sides weren't in this for very long. Ireland's won 15, Wales 6, Scotland 2, and South Africa's won 1. Italy's yet to win the title and unlikely to win one anytime soon. Yep. Player of the year this past year was RG Snyman. Before that, Jack Crowley, Dan Sheehan, Evan Ruiz, Marcel Coetzee, and Duhan Fundameva. 3 South Africans. 4 of the past 6 player of the years have been South Africans. Back in 2015, Buniaki, still with Connacht back then, got the player of the year. Interesting enough, although Irish sides have won a lot of titles, since 2009, only 4 of the player of the year have been Irish. And the South Africans have had 4 in the past 6 years. Rowan Pinar. Got it back in 2010 with Ulster. Yep. Most tries all time was Tommy Bowe of Ulster. Gareth Davis has 58. Duhan Fundameva also 58, but he's still playing, so he could actually surpass that total if he goes a couple more seasons. Most points, Dan Parks, Dan Bigger, second. Yep. Jack Carty is still playing, Duncan Weir. Although this looks like Duhan Fundameva. Is he retired now? Oh, I guess he is retired. My bad. That's right. He retired. So he's not going to get there. Yep. Played for Canada, 61 appearances. So Duhan Fundameva's done. So he can't. Gareth Davis is still alive, though. He can break it. Yep. Jack Carty has 1,000 points, but he's got to go almost 600 to beat top spot there. Attendance has really gone up. Since 2001, the first season, there was 252,000. The average attendance for each game was 4,500, and the biggest was Leinster versus Munster in the final, 30,000. In 2001, it wasn't until 2010 that they finally eclipsed 1 million spectators with 1,019,000, and the final was Leinster versus Munster at 50,600. Average attendance nearly doubled to 7,500. So they didn't hit 2 million ever. We've never gotten to 2 million. The best we did was last year, 1,832,000. 80,000 went to the final. The year before that, 50,000 in 23-24. Yep. Wow. The Stormers had 56,000. Wow. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, we had a Cape Town, and then Pretoria, 3 finals in a row. 31,000, 56,000, 50,000. Yep. A little disappointing we only have 50,000, but that's a huge crowd at Loftus. It should have been more. So what will the Bulls do in the second half? Let's see. The ball will be kicked to them to get it started, and they need to get points right away. Need to get something going there. Really do. We need some play. We need some Curtly Ironside magic, which seems to be lacking at the moment. Stormers up next, and the Stormers are wounded, ladies and gentlemen. They are in trouble, the Stormers. Not a good chance here. I'm really concerned. This was where my hope was we'd get one South African side in the final. The Bulls have been there year after year. Are they going to make it again this year? We shall see. Doesn't look very promising, does it, at this moment? Does not look very promising at the moment. They really got a lot of work to do in the second half, and they need to be able to defeat Andrew Brace, who's killing them. The Bulls have been in 3 of the 4 finals, and they've lost 3 out of 4. The first season and the last 2 years they've lost, and they should have won 2 years ago. Arguably, they could have won at Cape Town the first time out, but I'm a Stormers fan, so I'm pretty happy with that result. Ah, my goodness. URC. Coming up next is the Stormers at Leinster, and then the final. If Glasgow wins this game, this is where the final is. If Leinster wins their game and the Bulls win here, it'll be Leinster. If the Bulls and Stormers somehow both win, it'll be in Cape Town. One thing's for sure, it will not be a final at Loftus, no matter what. The other 3 teams all have a chance to have a final, but it hinges on this game, of course. And we get ready for the test season. The Babas are first in PE, playing the Barbarians playing against the Springboks coming up here on June 20th, I believe it is. Let me look and see if I can find that. Let me get my schedule of tests coming up. They're coming out on the pitch now. Here come the Bulls. There's the fixtures coming up. So there we go. June 20th to November 21st. Barbarians, then England, then Scotland, Wales, Argentina, New Zealand, and then Australia, Italy, France, Ireland. So they're coming out of the tunnel now. Halftime is over. Stedman Khans comes in the game as Kane and Moody has an HIA. Okay, here we go. Bulls are one time away from home against this opponent. And we're back in second half action. Inside the 22, taken deep back there by Ambrose. He gets the ball over to Elric Lowe. Ambrose told to use it. High into the air. The chase is on. Curtly Ironside on the near side. Is he going to get there? It's knocked backwards. And Glasgow has it. Say a knock-on against the Bulls. So it's a knock-on advantage. Call to use it. It's rather quick. Dobie. Okay, advantage is over as they kick it around the 22. It's taken by Pollard. Over to Marcel Coetzee. Coetzee tackled outside the 22. Second half action here. Bulls trailing. It's Andrew Brace 21, the Bulls 10. Ball's kicked high into the air. Curtly Ironside chase again at midfield. Oh, Mackay avoids a tackle. Curtly missed the tackle. Down to the 10-meter line he goes, Mackay. Now Glasgow goes on the outside. Finally some Bulls defense in the right places. Tupoloto's tackled by Forster. Stedman Khans out there now. Bulls need to get possession back. Oh! Schickerling down to the 10-meter. Great. And that's stolen by the Bulls. Yeah. Is that jackal by Cameron Hannecum? Great job by Hannecum jackling that ball. He called him Callum. He's not Callum, it's Cameron. Stedman Khans with a great tackle. almost kept in play back there. So the Bulls get down around the 22. Here's the lineup by the Bulls. This one's straight. They wasted one at the end of first. Krubadok comes peeling away from there. Forster to the 22. Inside the 22 goes Harold Forster. Ambrose. Stemmen Gantz does a dummy. Cuts back to the middle. And tackle. And not rolling away. The Bulls go wide. Villi, that's a good pass by Villi. He has a bad habit throwing forward pass. That one's good to Stavino Yakos. Pick and go by Elric Lowe. Elric Lowe down about 8 meters. But now it's a Maul. His knees are on the ground. They're not releasing him. Marcel Coetzee drives down to 7 meters. And once again, Glasgow slowing the play down. There's a penalty finally. And that should be a card. Yep, that's a card. That's a card. They got a warning. Yep. Scott Cummings. Repeated infringements. So, yeah, that warning was that warning was well deserved. So now they get a chance for a line out. So yellow card to Scott Cummings, and it was well deserved. And it's nice to see that he's consistent. You remember that. Line out successful to Nortkia. They're into them all. The Bulls now, they got a score here. Where are they at? They're still going forward. Marcel Coetzee tackled at the 5-meter line. And there are Glasgow players all over the place slowing play down. Forster slides down to the ground. Pick and go, 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 go. For Mock, there was a gap, but he took too long. Now he's driving, but it's going to be held up down to 1 meter. The Bulls threatening. Ambrose trying to get the ball. He goes wide. Did he get it in? No. There it is, Ambrose. Pedal, there it is. Try, Bulls. Ambrose puppy. Woo! Wow. Lots of pressure. Ambrose, great job on that. Wow. Great job. Great speed there by Ambrose, just to dart into that hole. My goodness. So, a try by the Bulls. He missed. Oh, my gosh. How does Pollard miss that? Oh, my gosh. How the hell does he miss that? Well, that great start and got a little damper put on it because Pollard missed a kick. Yellow card against Glasgow. Here's the restart. Got to take advantage of this and score another try. Elric Lowe up to the 22. Places the ball. Bulls looking much sharper now than they were in the first half. They go to Villi on the other side. He gets it back to Stedman Gantz. Gantz is going to kick it forward. And from inside of 22, that's going to find touch. Who keeps calling me here? What the hell's going on here? So many people don't respect my time. People calling me asking for FG questions when I'm broadcasting. No respect, no cognizance of what it is I do. Just use me. That's knocked on by Glasgow, picked up by the Bulls. Knocked on by Glasgow. Cameron Heineken doing a great work there for the Bulls. Yeah, great defensive work to Hennecum. Scrum to the Bulls. 47 minutes off the clock. Crouch. Bind. Going to reset it. The gap wasn't respected there. He's talking to Gregor Hiddleston, not respecting the gap. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Yellow card to Glasgow. Scott Cummings on the bench. Crouch. Bind. Set. Ebros Papier to put it in. He does, and Glasgow collapses, and they're not called. We didn't get a penalty again. What the hell? No advantage here. Curtly Arns says he's got space. He kicks it forward. He's tackled without the ball, and it goes into touch. Curtly tackled without the ball. He's limping a little bit there, too, as he gets up. Looks like Kane Moody's getting ready to come back. HIA, apparently he passed his head injury assessment. Kane Moody standing on the sideline. Hey, Lemon Man Miller. Oh, that ball's bounced off the turf. Offside by the Bulls. The entire back line was offside. They went early. Yeah, the announcers are correct. All teams do go early. It's just a question of how early you go. That's correct. He's correct about that. All right, so they're going to get the ball up around midfield after that. Yeah, they definitely went early. So here's the line out again. What's going on here? And Moody's still standing on the sideline. Hans is going to get back out of the game. 50 minutes off the clock now. The Bulls need to stop this and get some more points. Line out successful. They're into a maul. It's not one stop. Hasn't really gone anywhere. And the Bulls pulling away. Dobie digs it out, goes over the middle. Tupelotu gets it wide. And they got it outside. Oh, it kicked right into Villanueva's hands. Oh, Marcel Coutinho. Surprise, here's the ball. Forster kicks it forward. Chases on. It's going to bounce down around the 30-meter line. That's a nice turnaround of events there for the Bulls. Woo. Wow. Villarreal got that ball thrown right into his, kicked right into his chest. Great job holding on to it. Bulls need to steal line out here. Villarreal, great job there. Philly's going gray on top, but not everywhere. Guy got hit right in the gut with that ball. Just kicked right into his gut, and he held on to it. And the Bulls get the ball. Nearly stolen in the air. Successful lineout, though. Here they come. Glasgow retains possession. They go to the short side of the field, and there's a lot of Bulls there, but they still pick up about 11 meters. Kyle Rowe. Glasgow short a player, and the Bulls need to get the ball back. It can't score without the ball. Here comes the kick from Dobie over the top. Bulls have got to secure this. Stavino Jakobs, great job on the high ball. Avoids two tacklers, still going. Jakobs up the midfield. Come on, Bulls. Got to do something. Villy, what are you going to do, Villy? Nice pass. And the Bulls have finally got a little bit forward motion here. Pollard with a carry. Bulls down the 10-meter line. What are they going to get? That's a nice pass there by Willy. Steenkamp driving forward inside the 10-meter line. Willy goes wide. Back to the inside. Stemmen Gans fighting. Still going. Tackled at the 26-meter line. Pick and go by Forster. Forster. Ambrose to Nortkia. Nortkia inside the 22. Still going. Down to 15 meters. Come on, Bulls. Pour it on, boys. Pour it on. They come wide. Willy LaRue. Willy does a dummy. Goes to outside wing. It's Elric Lowe. It's Hennecum. Hennecum cuts back and says, Hennecum's got a path to the try line. He's down to 1 meter. The Bulls are driving. Just short. Short again. And a try. Klopper. Wow. Brilliant work by the Bulls. Heineken with a brilliant run gets him down to the try line. Wow. What a turnaround here now. Bulls getting it done there. Kick is good. What's the crowd yelling about? And so Cummings is back in. That's Klopper's first try as a Bull. 22-21. .54 minutes off the clock now. The Bulls lead for the first time since 3-0. Substitution. There's a Bulls flag in the stands and a Bulls jersey. Oh, no substitution. Inside the 22, taken back there by Ambrose. Kane Moody's back into the game. Tackle at the 22, not released. Taken back inside the 22 because he's tackled outside. Good call. Andrew Brace does tell Ambrose, so he knows not keep it in play. High into the air. Who's going to get this? It's knocked backwards and then picked up by Vermaak. Glasgow got the ball. How did that happen? Over the middle. Dempsey tackled at the 10-meter line. Doby comes this side. Bulls have got to stop him here and get the ball back. Keep the pressure on. Can't go ahead and give up the lead. It's turning into a good game now that the officiating is not affecting it so much. Into the air. Down around the 22. Pollard gets it, and he's tackled immediately. Ambrose. That front row pushing forward. Those forwards. Crowbar comes there. Ambrose told to use it. He's just getting there. It's taken back. Kicks it again high into the air. This one's going right around the 10-meter line. Kirtley knocks it back. And Vermaak, keep it in play. Does a great job. But he's still... Is he in touch? No, it's still picked up by the Bulls. And Heineken throws it back. It's Ambrose. The Bulls. Come on, move it wide, right, space. Oh, terrible pass. Oh, Kane and Moody misjudged it. Stravino Jakobs gets it, though. The Bulls still have possession down around their 22. Ooh, God, they got Stravino Jakobs in the face. Kane and Moody to Harold Forster. Spinning off tackles up to the 10-meter line. The Bulls down the front foot. Kane and Moody. Ambrose. We got Pollard coming to the near side. He sees space in the middle. He does the dummy. Cuts through. Tackle from behind. Slow down now. Willy to Kirtley. Kirtley. He's tackled. Call to use it. And Kane and Moody takes it. And he drops it back to Heineken. Heineken dancing up to the midfield. He's looking for somebody to offload to. Nobody to go to. Kerbala's there. The Bulls now with the ball. Pollard. Villaroo. Forster. Forster driven forward. He's trying to place the ball and being interfered with by Glasgow, but no call. Back to the middle. Bulls now over midfield. And there's a penalty for being off the feet. What's the 10 meters for? Why? Scott Cummings trying to start some trouble, and Villy's calming things down. No, it's Stafford McDowell. So why the 10 meters? Did somebody say something? They march it off 10 meters. Yeah, Vermaak off his feet again. Oh, that's why he yelled about the player. Yep, that's a right call, and this time I won't disagree. We got substitutions coming for the Bulls. Looks like Cobus Visa, Marco van Staden, and Jean-Andre Rudolph are coming in. So that means Kerblau is going to go out most likely. Well, I don't know. Who knows? 3 changes for the Bulls coming up. But that was the right call by Andrew Brace because he was lipping off, so they went 10 meters. That's going to cost the Bulls dearly. Dan Lancaster knocks it down there. Let's see. So now we have substitutions coming in for the Bulls. Are they coming in now? So that cost the Bulls dearly. Him running his mouth. Rowan Vermaak cost the Bulls dearly when they're ahead by going off his feet and then running his mouth. Ill discipline once again. Line out successful. They're into them all. But the Bulls are in trouble here. At the back, Hiddleston with the ball. One stop. Vermaak is complaining in the maul. And it's going backwards. It's going backwards. The maul is going backwards 7 meters. Turn it over. Bulls get it. Yes. Bulls get that one back. Great defense there. Now let's make the substitutions. Got some tired Bulls out there. There's only 23 minutes left in the game. The Bulls need more points here. Come on. Are we making the substitutions or not? Clock is still ticking here. It was an incredible defense there. And they pushed them back about 8 meters, and then they got the ball back. Okay, we're watching replays when the game is going on. Come on, TV. There's a scrum here. Finally. Bind. Set. Ambrose Papier puts it in, and it just collapses. You're going to reset it. Did we get the substitutions? No, I don't see Jean-Andre Rudolph in there. And Brace says, I'm not going to make 50-50 decisions. That time I agree with him again. It's amazing. His officiating is improving as the game goes. And I'm not just saying it because the Bulls have come back. I mean, when the Bulls have made a mistake, I agree with Brace. Going to reset this. 22-21 Bulls. If they can't win this game, it's going to be heartbreak in Pretoria. And early engagement by Glasgow. Bulls, it's all going their way. They got to pour the points on now. So, free kick here. Down to the final 20 minutes. Free kick to the Bulls. And into touch. All right, so that'll take Glasgow from inside the Bulls 22 all the way back to around their 10-meter line. Here come the substitutions. Who's coming off? Marco van Staden, Jean-Andre Rudolph. Marcel Coetzee is going off. He's being replaced by Marco van Staden. So he comes in for Coetzee. And who else went off? So Vermaak goes off, and so does Elric Lowe. Okay. Tupilotu with the carry. Midfield, Glasgow with the ball. Scott Cummings. Tackle made by the Bulls. They come out wide. Tupilotu. Oh, nice tackle there. Now the Bulls defense reacting much better. Ambrose makes the tackle. So they go back towards the center of the pitch. The Bulls defense looking a lot better than it did in that first half. So Van Staden doesn't come in as a hooker. Cobus Vies is in for, says Nortkia, but it looked like Vermaak went off. That's a forward pass. That one they caught. Forward pass. They stole 2 tries the last time. That's a lot of distance that went forward. Yeah, that one they caught. 19 minutes remain. Bulls need more points here. A penalty will help. That would make it 25 and put it out of reach for a penalty conversion. When you're this close, you can't make a mistake because one kick could take the game. The finals in 2 weeks. South African sides have got some work to do. This game is still in hand, but they've got to get some points here. So what are we doing here? It's a scrum. Did they choose the scrum? It's a forward pass. Oh, I guess no choice. Crouch. Bulls need a scrum win here. Bind. Set. And a penalty advantage for the Bulls out of the scrum. Oh, nice job by Jakobs. Stravino Jakobs having a much better game today than he's had of late. And there's Hanekom. Hanekom driving forward. Oh, Ambrose got away. He's out of the loose. Marco van Staden. So that advantage is probably over now. A chip by Kaden Moody. And Glasgow got it. Is it still live? What happened to the advantage? And a penalty advantage. I guess it was over. Never heard him call advantage over. So Glasgow has the ball at their 15-meter line. The Bulls, Kane and Moody, thought he had an advantage. Here's a kick away. That's going to find touch, but doesn't go very far. So it'll be a line out to the Bulls about 27 meters away. All right. Now the substitutions come. Lots of substitutions coming in for Glasgow. 19, 20. Wow. And the Bulls are bringing in 2 more changes too. Nizam Carr and Vilkolo come in. Who is Carr replacing? 17, 16. Wow. Huge changes with just 17 minutes remaining. Glasgow bringing on fresh legs, and so do the Bulls. The Bulls still have 2 players on the bench. Okay, Ferry comes in for 8. So Dempsey's out. Bulls line out. They've got it. Ambrose. Right into the middle comes the Bulls. Jeandre Rudolph with his first carry. They try to strip him. He gets down to the 24-meter line. Ambrose, we need points here, boys. Get a penalty and kick it. Marco van Staden. Ambrose. Back to... Oh, knocked on. Steenkamp just comes in the game. He knocks on the ball. Or no, sorry, he's been in the whole time. McDowell, Tupelotu, that's... What is that? No advantage. A knock on. Going to come back over here. Nizam Carr came in for Hanekom. Okay. He's been having a brilliant game. I'm surprised bringing Nizam Carr for him. So, with just 16 minutes remaining, it'll be a scrum to Glasgow deep in their half. Yeah, Steenkamp just dropped that ball right in his midst. All right. Bulls, if they could go in a scrum penalty here, it would be massive because this is a kickable penalty. Come on, Bulls. You got to have your best scrum of the day. Get these points. Crouch. Bind. It's a new front row. Set. No, they're not going to get a penalty here. And out comes the side. They go left. Tackle Lancaster up to the 10-meter line. Jeandre Rudolph there. Bulls getting back on side here. They better hurry. Carry forward. They go to the short side of the pitch. Kyle Rowe, and they're over midfield already. Here comes Glasgow now. The Bulls living dangerously here. They had a chance to pin them back. Andrew Brace says, no penalty, you pin the player in. Tupelotu, there's obstruction! Obstruction not called! And that's lost forward. Kurt Arendse with the ball. He's going to kick it back the other direction. And it gets over the head. Lancaster has to chase it down at about his 32-meter line. And Kurt Lee is there for the tackle. And he's over top the ball. And he's rolling. He's rolling and hanging on. Is that a makeable kick? Will we try it from here? Or kick to the corner? I'd say kick to the corner at this stage. Kick to the corner here. Glasgow not happy with that call, but they were clearly rolling on the ground. Are they going to go for the post? No, they're going for the corner. Oh, they're going for the post. Yep. That was an obstruction call. Not called. So let's see if he can make this kick. Pollard, lots of boos. Is he going to get it? Nope, way wide. Not even close. And the ball is caught at the 5-meter line. Kick back for touch. Now it stays in play. Bulls have it in midfield. And then Nizam Kari doesn't get anywhere. He picks up a meter. So the Bulls have the ball again, but that went awry. It was a terrible kick. Driving forward, Marco Funstein, Escom, putting the lights out over midfield. Taken back in the mid-50. Kick to the far wing. Who's going to get there? Be a line out to Glasgow. 13 minutes remain. Is Kyle Rowe hurt? Looks like he's limping over there. Now, that's the one time I probably would have kicked to the corner. Oh, boy. 194 people currently here. Folks, be sure to hit the like button. And why not become a subscriber to the channel? It's absolutely free. You get this dynamic play-by-play color commentary, enthusiasm beyond belief. Join us. Become a subscriber. It's free. It's free. All URC matches involving South African sides. Currie Cup and Springbok Test matches a minimum. Also thrown in some sprinkle of USA matches, a little bit of Six Nations here and there. I used to do the sevens, but it's not worth my time anymore as they've destroyed the game. It's a line-out for Glasgow. Lineout's unchallenged, goes into the hands of Ferry. And Glasgow now comes away with it just outside their 22. Hastings. And that ball. And we have a penalty. That's a makeable penalty right in the middle of the pitch. Rolling again. This is straight on now. Now this one I would take. And Jan-Hendrik Vezels comes in. Hastings just came in the game. Adam Hastings called for rolling. Now we're going to go for the post. He's got to make this one. Straight on shot. Let me see. So he's down, spins. And there he spins again. Second time. Yep. The second roll is what did it. Tough break for Hastings. He's not happy with it, but he did roll a second time. It's tough, though, because he was in a vulnerable spot. This is a straight-on kick. Pollard misses this. Man, then it's kismet. We're going to lose this game. He's already missed a kick conversion he should have made, and he missed that long penalty, which was difficult. So the Bulls now, with a 1-point lead, this would make it a 4-point lead with just a little over 11 minutes remaining. Crowd is booing. They have no class whatsoever. Classless fans in Glasgow, a working-class town. There's the kick. I can't see the angle if it's good. It hit the post. Unbelievable. He hit the post. Wow. Back-to-back misses by Pollard. And the Bulls still up by 1. Wow. Unbelievable. How did he hit the post? I thought it was good. And it hit the post. Glasgow with the ball from their 15-meter line. Call to use it. Stormers up next. Dobie's had a great game at scrum half. Oh, nice charge there by Cobus Visa. Tackle back to the 7-meter line. Now Glasgow in a little bit of trouble here. They're going to try to go to touch most likely. Dobie with the box kick from his 5-meter line. He looks for touch. It looks like a pretty good clearance kick too. That's a very good mark out to the 10-meter line. If Glasgow wins this game, it's because Pollard can't make a kick. Bulls line out from their 10-meter line. So Pollard missed 3 kicks now in this game. 2 penalty kicks late in the game and a conversion at the beginning of the second half. Line out is not straight. No, it went straight in the end. It curved back in. And the Bulls are into them all, driving forward. 3 meters, 4 meters. Still going forward. Still going forward. Still going forward. Bulls break free. It's Marco van Staden. Get some help for him. Marco van Staden still driving. He's tackled. And the Glasgow player is not interfering, so they're not going to call penalty. Cobus Visa now with a carry. Picks up virtually nothing. The Bulls have got to keep going here. 10 minutes left in the game. We're down the final 10 minutes. Jean-Andre Rudolph with a carry. Those forwards have got to hold on to the ball. Ambrose, don't kick this. What are you doing kicking inside of 22? No one's going to get there. Mark is taking it at the try line. And Kyle Rowe kicks it back the other direction. It's going to stay in play, taken by Pollard at the 45-meter line. Ball bounces up and left behind by Nizam Kar. Nizam Kar going to cost the Bulls the game. Wow. Pressure. Can't handle the pressure. Nizam Kar never could. Never secured the ball. It went backwards. What kind of crap is that? That never went forward at all. Never went forward. That ball was backwards. That's unbelievable. That ball never went forward. 9 minutes left in the game now. 9 minutes left. And that's Nizam Kar dropped the ball, but it went backwards. And it's adjudged a knock-on. How is it a knock-on? The ball went backwards. There are very questionable calls in this game. Very questionable calls. But Glasgow will get the ball right about midfield in a scrum. Crouch. Bind. The Bulls have got to have a good scrum here. Set. And the Bulls are driving him already. Now they go. Look at this big push by the Bulls. Come on. And they win a penalty. Will they give him one more chance to miss a kick? Jean-Andre Rudolph is chuffed. He's excited. The Bulls have got it. Will we give Pollard a chance to miss again? If he misses it, then it'll be a 20-meter drop goal. 22. He's going to kick again. Wow. One more chance for Pollard. By the way, this would have been 9 points. They could be at 31 if he makes this conversion. Instead, they'll be lucky to get 25. Glasgow. So here we go. It's from 47 meters straight on. Last time he hit the post, he's missed 3 kicks. The crowd's booing. No class whatsoever among the Scottish fans. Classless people.
The most experienced around, Andre Pollard.
Here's the kick.
He's done it all in the game. This will not.
He's going to have the distance. Will he have the angle? Nope, he missed it again.
It's a hat trick of misses.
Wow, he missed again. So from the 22. So that's 4 kicks missed. Bulls have left a lot of points. Jean-Andre Rudolph catches the ball at his 45-meter line. Over midfield he goes. Charging up. Jean-Andre Rudolph down to the 10-meter line. Picks up a good 20-plus meters. Bulls just trying not to win this game. Desperately doing their best to lose this game. Offsides! Oh my God, they're offsides! They're 5 meters to the back before the ball even got out of there. Moody. And once again, Nizam Kar loses the ball. It's kicked forward. It chases on. Right into touch. Nizam Kar lost the ball again. How do we not have a penalty for offside? How is that still Glasgow's ball? They kicked it into touch. The advantage is over. They kicked it away. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What is going on here? Pollard has missed 4 kicks. And then they had possession, and then he kicks it away. So Moody's out. Zach Berger come in for him. Steven Hunt's back in. 5 minutes left. Sione Fialanu comes in for Rory Darge. Crouch. Glasgow with a scrum. A little over 5 minutes left. Bind. Set. Big push by the Bulls, but they get no reward for it. Tupelotu over the middle. There's obstruction there. No call. The ball's forward by 5 meters. And Glasgow makes another mistake. 5 minutes left on the clock. It's a forward pass. Scrum to the Bulls. The Bulls got to get points here. My goodness. Mistakes at Leinster will make you pay for them. Glasgow will make you pay for them too. I'm surprised that they're still in this thing. Murrayfield. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Less than 5 minutes. Crouch is a Bulls scrum. Bind. Set. Ball goes in the pipe. And the Bulls driving forward, but picks up and he's on Carr. That was too soon. He should have waited for the penalty. Carr tackled. He's made no contribution in this game whatsoever. Picked up by Forster. Saves the day because Glasgow's counter ruck nearly got the ball. Ambrose. Bulls with the ball at the 10-meter line, near side of the pitch. Ambrose trying to dig it out. Where's the clock at? Give me the clock back. The clock has disappeared. There it is. Less than about 4 minutes left. Ambrose high into the air. Chases on by Kirtley over the near side. Who's going to get this? Kirtley Arnsey comes down with it. He has the ball. The Bulls retain possession outside the 10-meter line. Pollard. Offside again. Every freaking Glasgow player is offside. And no call. That's not a knock-on. They called a knock-on. There's no knock-on. What a crock of shit. Everybody in Glasgow is offsides. That's what caused this. Let's see it. Oh, Forster. Now they went backwards again. 3.5 minutes remain. And now it's going to be a scrum to Glasgow. And the Bulls won't get rewarded even if they win it because they never do. This is not good. The Bulls have had so many chances to win this game in the last 10 minutes. And we're down to the last 3 minutes of the game. And they're in trouble here. They've got to have a dominating scrum. But Brace doesn't reward scrums. Crouch. Need a mistake by Glasgow again. They made plenty of them lately. Bind. Set. Okay, this scrum's going nowhere. Bulls, and it collapses. They get out of there. Oh, he runs into the official. They come to the near side. Tackles made by the Bulls. Over top the ball. Over top the ball. A penalty? No, what's a penalty for? So this is going to be it for the Bulls because they're going to get in position where they can kick it down the pitch. So this is going to cost them the game, that penalty. Tupelotu on the outside. They go to the far side of the pitch. Coming down the sidelines. There they go. They're loose. But they throw it away to the Bulls. Hey, how long is that advantage going to last? It was a very long advantage. 40-second advantage. They're going to come all the way back for that. This is crock. It's a dubious penalty. It's a bullshit penalty. And then they get to 40 seconds. No, he was pushed into the tackle by Hastings. Unbelievable. 2 minutes left. The Bulls choking this game away. Now, any penalty will cost them the game because it's kicking range now. Pollard's missed 4 kicks. 1 conversion and 3 penalties. So here's the line out with 1.5 minutes left. The Bulls have got to steal this line out. They don't even try. Here comes. Any penalty is going to kill him now. Right over the middle. Tackle made. Oh, that's going to be a turnover. Yeah. Oh, come on. Marco Fonstaden had the ball. Didn't give it to him. Inside the 10-meter line. And he's telling Gruber, no hands. It's all or nothing. We're down to the last minute. The Bulls going to lose this at the end, are they? Cut back to the end. It's Josh Mackay. This is kickable for over the other side. Violano tackled. Ball's available. No one wants to make a mistake now on either side. Tupelotu backwards to Hastings. Hastings driven backwards by Stephen Gratz, who's over top the ball. Gratz Stephen Hans gets the penalty. Jackals it. Yeah, bro. 40 seconds left. The Bulls will kick it down the pitch. Wow. Stedman Hans on Adam Hastings jackals the ball. Yes. Unbelievable. Stedman Hans been a great player this game. In the brief time he's been out there. Makes the tackle, drives him back, and then jackals the ball. Brilliant work by Stedman Hans. Oh, lucky he didn't hurt his ankle there. Never lost control. Bulls kick it down the pitch. 9 seconds left. All they need is a good line out, and a kick in, a touch at the Hooter. Wow. It was 21-3 in this game. And Pollard has done his best to give this game away, missing 4 kicks. Franco Smith. We're after the Hooter. The Bulls need a good line out here. Need a good line out straight by Herbelar and need to secure it. It's good. They're into them all. Get it out. Kick it into touch. Get it out. Kick it into touch. The Bulls win. The Bulls win. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Pollard tries to throw the game and they still win. The Bulls win 22-21 in Glasgow. Bulls win. Bulls win. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. Wow. Revenge for the game 2 years ago. My goodness. Holy crow. Can you believe it? Pollard misses 4 kicks and the Bulls hold on. But Glasgow never should have had 21 points. An epic comeback. An epic comeback. Stedman Hans is the hero in the end, and the GOAT, not the greatest of all time, but the GOAT as in screwing up is Pollard. The Bulls survive. Hang around for the man of the match. Wow. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? On fire. Next week, they'll play either in Leinster or in Cape Town. Wow. The Bulls get a 2-week break. Will they stay in Europe or are they headed back to South Africa? We shall find out in the next game. Wow. What a finish. Ambrose Papier is the man of the match. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. They held on. They did their best to give it away, and they held on in the end. Can you believe it, folks? Shocking outcome. 22-21. Wow. Whew. Glasgow in shock. Unbelievable. Can you believe it? And the Blitzbach won back-to-back championships in the abused and useless version of sevens out there now. They beat Fiji in the quarterfinals. Bulls will be in their 4th final in 5 years. 22-21. Unbelievable. Let's see if we get the man of the match conversation. I doubt it because it's not Super Sport. Wow, that was something else. Can you believe it, folks? Wow, a much better turnout for the game today. Almost 5,000 people. Thank you for being here. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it. And become a subscriber on the channel. It's absolutely free. Absolutely free for this enthusiasm. You don't pay anything. And you become a subscriber. All right, so next up, the Stormers in about an hour from now. Wow. Something else, folks. Something else. Incredible stuff here. Absolutely incredible stuff. My goodness. Oh, here we go. Ambrose Papier. Ambrose Papier.
Marcel, we'll keep you here as well, but Ambrose, just to start with, 21-3 down at half-time. What were the words inside the dressing room to start?
Yeah, we knew Glasgow is a great team. They made it really hard for us at the breakdowns. But yeah, we just needed to keep the ball in hand. And just to play and get some front football.
It was almost what they did to you 2 years ago when they came to Pretoria and beat you on your own ground, and now you've done it here.
Yeah, it's really excited. And we're just grateful for the win. The boys really showed some great effort tonight.
Well, that's messed up. My broadcast ended. You bastards. Right in the middle of the man of the match conversation. Well, man of the match is Ambrose Papier. Fantastic work. Tries by Glasgow from Kyle Sten on a forward pass. Try by Kyle Sten on a forward pass. A penalty try on a penalty called against Ruan Nordkia, who was tackled outside of the mall by a Glasgow player 2 meters from where the try was scored, and it was called a penalty try, and he got a yellow card. And then the Bulls held in there. Herbert came back with a try after Marcel Coetsia's try was disallowed, and it called that he lost it forward, but the ball never left his arm. He had lost control, but he regained control and touched it down. That was wiped off the table, and then Herbert gets it. So let me take that yellow card off there. And then we had Ambrose Papier with a brilliant try, diving in the middle there. And then Klopper got that last one there. And then the Bulls hung on. Henri Pollard missing 4 kicks, 3 penalties. He left 11 points on the pitch. 11 points on the pitch. Is that right? 9, 10, 11. Yes, 11. It should have been 30. 31. Yeah, 31-21. Should have been the final. We're lucky here. It's better to be lucky than good sometimes, right? Yeah, better. Well done, Bulls. Okay. All right. Flat momentum pass. What are you talking about there? Momentum pass my butt. That's not a momentum pass. It doesn't. He's clearly behind at 22. You couldn't make it any more obvious. The Bulls better improve on that performance. And now it's up to the Stormers to get it done. But we will have a South African side in the URC final every single year of this competition. It's just incredible when you think about it. As once again, in 2021-22, the first season, the South Africans had 2 sides. It was the Stormers and Bulls. Stormers won in Cape Town. The next year, the Stormers lost in Cape Town. The next year, the Bulls lost at Loftus. And last year, the Bulls lost in Leinster. And that's pretty much what cost Jake White his job. The players just didn't show up in that game. The game that they lost 2 years ago to Glasgow in Loftus, that was Ruan Nordkia's fault for not kicking makeable penalties and trying to score a try they never got. Stubborn, stupid play. Today, they went for the penalties, and, Pollard couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and that really hurt. Yeah, considering the Stormers' injuries, it'll be a miracle for them to win at Leinster in Dublin, but it would be great to see. But at least now I'll have a game to call in 2 weeks. Otherwise, I'd have been done with URC this year if nobody made it. So that's the final, man. So we're going to see 5 years in a row, there'll be a South African side in the final. And if anybody questions the utility of South Africans joining this competition, the proof right there, folks, is that they get it done. They get it done. Leinster has won the Irish Shield all 5 seasons. The Ospreys won it twice, 3 times, and Cardiff has won it twice. For the South Africans, the Stormers won it twice, and then the Bulls, Sharks, and Lions have all won it. In the Scottish-Italian Shield, Glasgow's won it 4 times, Edinburgh's won it once. Not that it really matters. Nobody cares about the Shields. It doesn't get you anything. But that's the final score, 22-21. Can you believe it, folks? Yes, it's something else here. I think the substitutions by the Bulls came at the right time, around that 52-minute mark. Marco van Staden made an impact when he came in. Visa, a small impact. Jean de Rudolph, a small impact. But Nizam Kar was a disaster. He was a disaster in there. Nearly cost us the game. Stedman Khan's a big hero in this game. Yep, and Zach Berger never made it in the game. The only Bull that didn't get in the game. Shame. Yeah. Starvino Jacobs had a good game. Villy LaRue also had a very good game. Yep. Yeah. All right. So we're hoping for the Stormers now. That's coming up here in, the game will be in a little over an hour, but I'll be back live after this game at quarter after the next hour to cover that. So, man, I'm telling you, this was epic. This was something else. Yeah. Stedman Hans also played very well in the short period of time that Stedman Hans was in there. He was brilliant. He came in early for Kane and Moody, who had a head injury assessment in the first half. Those yellow cards were deadly, though. The Pollard yellow card, go back to that. I thought it was legitimate in the first half, but then seeing the replay, it glanced off of a Glasgow player and it hit his hand. He was trying to steal it, but the trajectory was changed, and that may have affected him, but it was instantly a yellow card. I didn't argue at the time, but in retrospect, it should have been looked at by the TMO. But the TMO was useless in this game. Absolutely useless. Didn't do his damn job. He was just collecting a paycheck. Absolutely useless. The try that was taken away from Marcel Coetzee was BS. That try, he never lost the ball forward. The ball was in contact with his arm the entire time. and then he regathered it, secured it, put it down over the try line, but they called a knock-on. They go to the TMO for that, but for that first try, that first one to Kyle Sten, in which the ball is thrown 3 meters forward in front of the 22 when he's behind the 22, not even looked at by the TMO. Thank you, Abraham Hen, for subscribing. Bye Donkey. It's you got to say, look, I'm not a fan of Andrew Brace, and with good reason. The guy is a terrible officiator, and I don't say that about many officials. There's some really good ones out there, but this was not a good officiating crew. The side judges making poor decisions. But yeah, this never should have been this close. The Bulls, very poor discipline, let them down at the worst of times. Ruan Vermaak had a terrible game. He was not very effective in this game. Klopper was not effective in this game. Gerbelaar was brilliant. Steenkamp made a huge knock-on late that nearly cost us. Marcel Coetzee did a great job. Elric Lowe was good. Hanneken was brilliant in this game. Yeah, Pollard was atrocious in every respect in this game. And so there you go. As far as the forward passes were bad, you could see them with the naked eye. Exactly. I didn't even. And Cameron Hanneken was excellent. Josh Mackay was pretty good. Kyle Sten was good. Tupelotu was brilliant as always. And then Jamie Doby did a very credible job filling in as a scrum half. He was not scheduled for this game, but Doby did a great job. Dempsey was good. Darge was good. Matt Fagerson was he was there. Xander Fagerson was good. Yeah, it says some great play off the bench. Hastings was a disaster. It cost his team the game eventually. And then I would say that was the only substitution off the bench of any note. The rest of them really didn't accomplish anything. But their starters, Schickerling was pretty good for moments in the game. Yeah, with everything against the Bulls in this game. So it was the Bulls 22, Andrew Brace 21. And today the Bulls beat Andrew Brace 22-21. Great teams can win even when they play badly. Is this the Bulls season? It could very well be, but the path to that championship is either through Leinster or Cape Town, and most likely at this stage, unfortunately, much to my chagrin, I'm going to say it's probably through Leinster. I hope it's through Cape Town that they have to go, but it will most likely be through Leinster in Dublin. So Charles says, so true. Yep, 22-21. So today, ladies and gentlemen, the Bulls went on the road to Glasgow. They didn't play at Scots. Instead, they played at Murray Field, iconic Murray Field, where the Bulls, that says Bull. I never noticed that. It didn't say Bulls the whole time. It's look at that score. Where's the S in the Bulls? Nobody ever mentioned that either. Bulls, there we go. That was the whole game. I didn't see that. Or did I delete it at some point? 22-21. They go on the road to Murray Field in Scotland, and against Andrew Brace, the 15-man to 1-man advantage, or 16-man, if you want to look at it that way, the Bulls defeat Andrew Brace 22-21. Yes, they won. They won. Well done. So hit the like button if you haven't done it already, folks. Become a subscriber if you haven't done it. Thanks for tuning into this one. Come around for the next one, which is coming up in less than an hour, and that will be my Stormers, and all fingers, ich drücke die Daumen, wie sagt man auf Deutsch? Ich drücke die Daumen. I've got my fingers crossed, as we say in English. Hoping against all hope, your Mattia does a good job, and that the Stormers can get their act together. I'm a little bit concerned about that game. What is that? If Bulls lost, win Bulls, huh? Yeah, so very good result here. We're happy about this. You're very welcome, JF Fun in the Sun, and thanks to all my loyal subscribers who stuck around. All those of you just showing up now, please become a subscriber. You're going to get the most exciting, dynamic, and insightful commentary, play-by-play and color commentary. Well, I like to think it's that way, but then I'm biased. It's my channel. Anyway, so yeah, Villy LaRue got it done. Good job. So the Bulls go to their fourth final in 5 years. Wow. Fourth final in 5 years. That's amazing. Kurtley Arnsey was good, but not great in this game. Moody didn't have much of an impact. Forster played very well. Stavino Jakobs played much better than expected. Pollard was atrocious. Ambrose Papier had a great job. Man of the match. Cameron Hanneken was brilliant. He had a lot of important carries and some great tackles. Elric Lowe, great. Marcel Coetzee played very well. Ruan Norkia got that yellow card. He was there. Vermaak was terrible. Klopper was terrible. Gerbelaar was brilliant. And Steenkamp was just there. Off the bench, Marco van Staden made a quick contribution there late in the game, as did Cobus Visa and Jean-André Rudolph. Stedman Gans was a rock star coming off the bench in the first half to relieve Kane and Moody, who went off for head injury assessment, and then just playing brilliantly in that stretch and then playing brilliantly at the end. All right, folks, be sure to hit that like button. Have you done it? Forster negated Tupelotu. Yes, that's a good statement there, Charles Van Olsen. But Tupelotu had a very good game, as did Forster. But yes, he did compensate very well for him. How are we doing on likes? We got 146 likes. That's it? My goodness. And we got one super chat. Thank you for the super chat and for the membership. Wow, that's all we got? That's it? Just 148 likes? Gosh, I don't feel like Sally Field. You don't love me. But can you imagine? The Bulls trailed in this game. They trailed Andrew Brace 21-3 in this game. They were trailing 21-3 in this game. And they came back and won 22-21, despite Pollard missing 3 penalty kicks late in the second half and missing that conversion for that try at the beginning of the second half, leaving 11 points on the table. That's just crazy. But the Bulls pulled it off. They've won. Johannes Cronier, thank you for your subscription. So, wow, that's going to do it for this one, and we'll go on to the next one here. But, man, one more game left, a semifinal. That's in Leinster. The Stormers will be playing, and we've got some big substitutions coming in that game. Let me just take a quick gander for those of you still here. In that game at Leinster, Wandisile Similani comes into the game. Uri Matia comes into the game, replacing key players off the bench. And then beyond that, let's see, Warwick Galant comes into the bench where he was not at last week. Holly Davidson, the Scottish official, one of the best officials in World Rugby, is going to call this game. Sam Grove-White, who's pretty good, pretty consistent. Adam Jones, and then Mike Adamson, who's pretty good. So that's a very good officiating crew, and it's all Scotland. So hopefully they won't have Celtic pride and hurt the Stormers. But the Stormers will probably hurt themselves with their ill discipline. The Bulls had some ill discipline today, and it nearly cost them a game on a couple stages. But then Glasgow returned the favor with their own ill discipline, and they made their same mistakes. So, wow, folks, good to see the good, decent-sized crowd show up for today, and we're looking forward to the Stormers match. Congratulations to the Bulls who go on the road to Glasgow and return the favor. The only problem is that this wasn't the final. It was a semifinal. 2 years ago at Loftus, I was at the game with my press credentials. The Bulls had the game in hand. Norkia stubbornly refused to kick penalties late in the game. They had multiple opportunities. They could have scored 6 points, easily converted kicks, and they kicked to the corner and turned the ball over on the death knell of the game, losing that game 21-16 when they should have won the game. Should have won that game. Yep, anyway. Yep, 22-21 should have been the final there. Anyway, that would have been the championship. The Bucks won the World Cup with 1-point games. That's true. Just for today, I will be a Stormer supporter, says James. Well, that's good to see, James. We definitely need that. That's coming up here shortly, folks. Just a few minutes. We're going to go to that game. And, well, not a few minutes. It's going to be within the hour, I should say. But this one was just, fantastic. This is sweet revenge, but not for Jake White, who was sacked last year because of players who refused to play for their team and put a half-ass effort forward, and they blame Jake White for that. Well, the players have to perform on the pitch, and today they didn't perform. Pollard, that is, and a few other players. But the rest carried the team through, and the Bulls have won this game. They move on to the final. They've been to every final except the second one when the Stormers lost to Munster at DHL Greenpoint Stadium. But every other final they've been to, but they've lost to Munster, they've lost to the Stormers, they've lost to Glasgow in the final. And now they'll have a chance to face one of the two teams that they've lost to in a final before, either the Stormers, their nemesis, or Leinster, who they also lost to. All right? Okay, folks. Yeah, Caden Moody was barely in there, and Nizam Carr was horrible. But Nizam Carr is always horrible. I don't know why he's loved by the Bulls. Never made much of a great contribution there. Jean-Andre Rudolph continues to prove that he was the right acquisition from the Cheetahs. Shame for the Cheetahs having lost them. Joe Opperman, thank you for your subscription. How are we doing that? We've been stuck at 10,700 something for ages. I'm hoping we start pushing 775. That's good. Hoping we push forward from there. But this is a much better turnout for the game than we had last week. I want to thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see you, most if not all of you, for the next stream, which is coming up at the quarter after the next hour with the Stormers at Leinster. I really do hope to see you guys there, and hope we have a good outcome there. That's my hope. But the Stormers have really got a difficult road ahead today, but the Bulls have proven you can get it done. Well done to the Bulls. Yes, well done to the Bulls. And I'm reticent to end, but I'm going to go for a couple more minutes here, folks, just to talk about this very quickly. Stedman Huntz, the former Blitzbach, just got it done again today. That poach the ball late in the game that sealed the game for us. That was fantastic. Stedman Huntz, the hero there. Pollard had a chance to be the hero. Hopefully he got those misses, the yips out of his system, but he shouldn't have missed that first conversion. The first penalty missed, yeah, that's understandable. The second one, he hit the post. Should have made that one. The third one, he was wide. So I don't know what's going on with him. Hopefully that'll be sorted out before 2 weeks from now. But it'll be a fortnight before they play in the final, either in Dublin or Cape Town. And I'm hoping for Cape Town. Wouldn't that be great to have all over again, just like the first season, back in Cape Town? But it's the Stormers' own fault because their poor play late in the season. Please don't tell Fonz that I'm a Stormers supporter today. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That's funny. Anyway, so we've got a lot of injuries for the Springboks, and we also got a lot of injuries for the Stormers. So we'll see what the Stormers can do coming up in this game. But they're going to have better discipline than they've had for the past half season. It's just been atrocious, their discipline and their behavior. And for Mock was just a disaster. Nearly cost us this game. You know, he went off his feet, and then he moaned about it, and 10 meters is marched off. And then they went down. The Glasgow had it inside the 22 after that penalty kick, and they had a chance. All they had to do was kick and conversion with a minute and a half left, but then they knocked the ball on, and it saved the day for the Storm or for the Bulls. There you go, folks. There you go. All right, we're down to 200 viewers currently right now. Be sure to hit the like button. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you for the next one in about 45 minutes. All right, take a short break, and we'll catch you up there. Take care, everybody. Always a pleasure. God bless. Let's turn off these scores. And so tries from Sten, and a penalty try. Debatable about all of those. And it's tries from Bulls from Gerbela, Papier, and Kloppe. The Bulls win 22-21 at Glasgow. And the Scots are beside themselves with disappointment, understandably so. Inconsolate, no doubt. And that's going to do it for this one, folks. See you in about 45 minutes.